Danny, so near and yet so far. We dominated that game and then conceded one right at the death.
Yeah, of course, it's really, really disappointing to concede in the manner that we did. There, of course, from the first 60, 65 minutes, maybe 70 minutes, there was, a lot of positives to take from that performance. A lot of the things that we worked on, for the guys, our fans that were here, they would have seen that. The first half was excellent for a lot of reasons. We moved the ball really well, causing, umpteen amounts of problems. We created chances. We scored a fantastic goal. And the players done everything, that we've asked of them. In the second half, we come out, we knew they obviously would come out and, with a lot of energy. I think first sort of 10, 15, 20 minutes, we dealt with that well. And, looking at that moment of the game, you're thinking, can we go and kill the game off? And, we had the opportunities to do that. We didn't take those opportunities. And then, we went a little bit deeper, which can happen. We're asking the players to still try and do the things that gave us joy, which is passing play and press, from the front. And we sort of stepped off it a little bit and sort of invited it, which was the most disappointing element of it, and obviously conceded from a second phase from a set piece, which has been a problem.
Well, looking at the positives though, it was good for Jared Rivers to score a goal as well. He doesn't very often score with headers, but he managed one there. Lovely cross in from Callum.
Well, listen, that move was, it was a training ground, move in terms of the ball going from one side to the other. Then we penetrate down the side. Opposite winger gets in the box, and then we're looking for that at least one runner get across the near post, and sometimes that's an unselfish run, and he did that and he got his reward. So he was he's deserved it for his effort, and he's come in, obviously not played a lot for majority of the season really, and he's been great for us. So he deserved that. So yeah, happy for obviously him to get a goal personally.
But those were the features of the first half, weren't they? Jared getting into some great positions, Callum overlapping on the right there, pressing on their defence when they had the ball inside their penalty area. Remember, I think it was Cameron Selkilder with the post, wasn't he, when he pressurised the keeper. So we did all those things really well.
Well, that's what we asked the players, to press from the front at the right moment when there's a trigger, which the players know. And we just didn't continue doing that, towards the latter stages or sort of the second half of the second half, from sort of 20 minutes onwards. And that was what, was the most disappointing part in terms of the players at that moment in time, just sort of stepping off the game. We were a little bit too direct as well. So we sort of spoke about it then. And, if we go a little bit too direct and we're players are making angles to play, but we don't play, then the gaps are massive for them to try and make up. So, then your 9 and 10 have got, two big spaces to try and put pressure on their players. So, we got a little bit disjointed towards the end, but a lot of positive and also a lot of lessons learned. So when we do find ourselves in that position again, which we will, there's, they can take solace that, they know what they need to be doing in those moments.
Yeah, it's a little bit of game management, isn't it, that they need to learn in these situations?
Yeah, I mean, it's decision making on the pitch, and obviously we've worked on it in training in terms of setting certain scenarios in training where might be ahead or you're behind, and how you're going to deal with it. So yeah, they will come up against that scenario again, and the decision making. That the best players make good decisions more often than not. So that's why they're up there.
Yeah. You mentioned to me in our pre-match interview that you had a Zoom interview with the players on Monday night to talk about the tactics, etc., etc. And by word, that almost paid 100% dividends, didn't it?
Well, I think that you could see, if you watched the game, how it worked in terms of, what we were trying to do in and out of possession. Obviously the way the game went in sort of the latter part of the second half, that's not necessarily down to tactics, it's sort of like mindset and mentality, which is something that obviously we're really working on. And when, 30 minutes after the game reflecting, you're thinking we needed that second goal in that moment. We didn't get it. And obviously, they sort of threw caution to the wind a little bit, but we've got to deal with that better.
So we've got to put it right on Saturday now against Rushall.
Yeah, of course, there's another opportunity. Going into that game, obviously today feels like a loss. That's what it feels like at this moment in time. We'll work on Thursday. We'll show the players, what it was that we didn't do that would have gave us more joy. And we've always got to go in with some confidence in terms of taking as many positives from tonight's performance as we can, and ultimately obviously get the win.